Hello, how is everybody? I am Melina from How's Your Mental Health with Melina and Beth, and we have someone with us. I don't know if I recognize you.
I don't know that I recognize you. Oh my goodness. I almost went to sleep during that opening introduction.
Now, I put that upbeat music on there for you.
It still almost made me go to sleep. Oh, I just opened up my insurance bill for my car. It's due.
Oh no, mine's a couple months, so what
I used
fun.
I know it used to like just draft. Now they send me a payment.
A what?
The bill.
Oh, okay. Mine goes on my email, so I ain't gotta worry about it coming in the mail. It does, but just about when it's due. So it's not due for another 2 months, and I already know how much it's gonna be. So that's good. I like it that way.
I don't like to adult. I'm tired of adulting.
I don't like to people lately.
I don't like the people either. I don't like the people. I don't like to adult. I'm
Okay.
trying to think what else I don't like.
We're gonna do something a little bit different today.
I love my dog and cat.
Huh?
I love my dog and cat.
Well, I love my dog too. Normally we're talking about some type of issue or something that we're dealing with our mental health situations, and um I was thinking, of course, out loud to myself. Rocky was listening, of course. um what is mental health? What is the difference between mental health and mental illness? So because you always hear them combined, but they are two entirely separate things. And the first thing that I found was a very good um what you call it, definition of the difference between mental health and mental illness. And that's the first thing I'm going to show. And then we've got a very pretty picture to look at. And they've changed the screen share around, so bear with me.
I know I had to catch that last week on the show with the girls.
Okay, see, can you see it?
I can.
You can. Okay. And the mental health is your general state of mind and well being, something that should be looked after. And your mental illness is something that disrupts your mental state and interrupts how you feel, think, and behave. And I don't know why, but for myself, whenever I'm discussing my mental issues, my mental illness, if you want to put it that way, it always seems to be mental health issues, mental health illness. And there are two entirely separate things. And I'm going to have to start thinking about that and how I speak it, because my mental health is what I do to keep sane, I guess you could say, to keep healthy mentally, to keep my brain healthy. My mental illness is what I have to deal with. You know, the depression, the bipolar, the anxiety, all of that is the mental illness. It's the stuff that I have to deal with. So they're totally separate. Beth, what do you think about this situation between the mental health and the mental illness? Have you ever thought about how they are different, or have you always figured they were intertwined?
No, I just figured mental health was the health part of the mental illness. You know what I mean?
No.
Well, the health part is like do what you need to do for the mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that's what the health part was.
Kind of like what I do, taking my medicine and trying to stay active and stuff like that. Right?
Right. Right.
Okay, let me see your picture. Ooh, I love it. Can I tell you what comes to my mind when I see it? And you'll think
What?
it's stupid. You know how Alice in the Wonderland, Alice was like, their family was on a on a picnic in the near the lake in the woods and stuff, and that's what I
Uh-huh.
see her through that little gap there and falling down into the rabbit hole.
Oh, okay.
Semi hidden. You see that little thing back into the dark shadow, back by the pink in the hilly type stuff.
Like right in there?
No, over on your right. No,
Here?
down some.
Oh, right
Down.
here.
So I mean, that's just what I seen.
Gotcha.
How about you?
To me, it just looks like a meadow, a peaceful meadow.
But let's see. First image. Okay, I got my list of things that I'm doing here so I can keep up with myself. Okay. Now, this next one is going to be about mental health, but it's going to be about what it is and what it is not. Okay, it's got a little column that's dividing the two so that we can see it. Mental health. We'll go through the is first. Of vital importance for you, worth making time for. It's always evolving. It's complex, affecting us and our everyday life, influenced by many factors, linked to physical health, part of you, and it's real. What it is not a sign of weakness. Huh? Beth, what'd you say?
You're kind of freezing up a little bit.
You are too. And according to my little symbol up there, we barely have any internet.
Uh-oh. You want to keep trying then?
I don't know because it keeps going in and out, and you keep going in and out.
Yeah, you do too.
And you know how you had the little bars things, little internet symbol? It's up here in the corner, and mine's at one dot. What's yours at? It's next to the live thing, where it shows how long you're recording.
It doesn't show on mine.
Oh, and mine just went away, which I don't think is a good sign.
Well, keep going.
All right. Well, we just totally went off the subject.
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties.
Always technical difficulties. Let's get back to it. What mental health is not? It is not a sign of weakness. It is not only the negative. It is not shameful. It's not all in your mind. It is not something you decide to have. Trust me, you don't decide to have it. Relevant only for those who struggle. It's not for that. The same as mental illness. It is not the same as mental illness. Something we start looking after only when it gets broken. Beth, I'm going to go to you first. What do you think about all the is and is nots?
Well, I can definitely say when it's broken, I have a hell of a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one of my things is how we can keep our mental health on a good level. That's a couple of my things. But I have actually been told that a lot of the stuff that I deal with is in my mind, you know. And in a way they're right because it's in my brain because of the chemical imbalance, you know. But it affects me in different ways. So that's how I kind of look at it when they trying to, because in my opinion, when somebody says it's all in your mind, they are belittling you because you have an illness, you have mental health issues. Everybody does. I mean, I don't care if you're diagnosed or undiagnosed. Everybody has something going on with them. I mean, that's just my own personal opinion. So nobody take offense to it. But that's just what I believe. Everybody has something going on. But, and you have to remember that even if you have something going on, the first one that it is not is a sign of weakness. A lot of people think that it is. You know, the anxiety that I deal with when I'm in public, a lot of people would consider that a weakness because I have trouble being around people sometimes, you know, lots of times. And I thought it was a weakness for a while, but that's just who I am. You know, it's no big deal. I do it, I deal with it. Some days I deal with it better than others, but I do it.
That's true, because we all do.
I mean, we all have our things that we have to work through. And on a daily basis, whether we realize that or not, we all have our things that we work through. But your next picture seems a little weird. That's like a crystal falling apart.
That's what it reminded me of.
All I can think of in my mind is, you know, those caves that have all those crystals and stuff at the tops on the roofs, and how you see them on shows, how they just come falling down.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, gotta go to my thing here.
That's all right.
Huh?
That's all right.
All right. Let's see here. Let's take you off and get mine on. There we go. All right. Let's hide this here so we can see it. All right. Ways to maintain good mental health. Look at what the very first one is, and how many of us don't do that.
And how many times have I told you, take a nap if you have to?
And look at what the second one is, and how many of us don't do that, myself included.
Oh.
Now,
I'm fine. I got my quiche made, so I got a decent breakfast for the week, ready to go.
I can't say that I'm trying. Right now, I'm just trying to remember to eat, period.
I'm trying to eat healthy.
I'm just trying to remember to eat, period. So, I mean, that's a good thing for me, just to remember to eat. Now, taking care of your basic physical and emotional needs. Basic physical needs, in my own mind, because I didn't look it up. I should have, but I didn't. Could you do that for me quickly? What basic physical and basic emotional needs are, please?
Taking care of your basic physical and emotional needs?
Yeah, just look up what basic physical needs are and what basic emotional needs are. Can you do that for me?
Can I just guess it?
No, I'd rather you look it up.
Oh.
You can guess it, but I'd rather it be looked up so we're not guessing.
Oh, I just guess. You know,
I know.
I've already got my next screen up. So.
Okay. To me, my basic physical needs. Making sure I am bathed and clean.
That's always a good thing.
I think other people appreciate that part too.
Certainly do.
Making sure I have clean clothes on, you know, and they're going
Sometimes
the
you don't
right
always
way.
do that too well.
Huh?
Sometimes you don't always do that.
I do, but my clothes are stained because of my cleaning and my crafts.
I know.
But and you should also, and this is just a joke for myself, make sure they're going on the right way. I mean, yeah, you really should do that too. I went out today, my shirt was on backwards. So you should also try to do that. Making sure you eat, making sure you're hydrated. You know, eating and drinking is very important. Most of the time, people just stress on the eating part, but we do need to have our fluids as well, especially in the summertime where we're like sweating a lot, because we can get very dehydrated very easily. Can you think of anything else?
No, but those are good points. Very good points.
Now, our emotional needs, I have a hard time with that because emotions and I don't get along sometimes. So, Beth, can you do the emotional needs?
Nah, I'm horrible at that myself.
Let's see. What are our emotional needs? I'm sorry, people. You're going to have to look that one up because I'm really drawing a blank on that one.
Well,
Um,
some of it is simple. Like if you need to reach out to a friend because you need a hug, or you need to reach out to a friend because you just need communication.
or company.
Yeah, I mean that's part of your emotional needs.
Yeah.
They also can be fulfilled through your pets. Um,
Yeah. Definitely Rocky fulfills that. I mean,
yeah,
Wednesday I
phone
was in.
calls.
Would you emotionally be something like I did Wednesday when I knew I was going down into a deep place? So I went ahead and Rocky and we went up and got out. We went
Yes,
to the store and did something. That's
yep,
emotional needs, isn't it? Because it
that's
gets
an
me out.
emotional need.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
See, you knew what it was after all.
Well, I knew me on Wednesday. I was getting in a very dark place, so I knew I had to do something. So, staying connected socially, and we
I'm
always have
yawning.
the.
I didn't get my nap in today. Whew.
Well, I hate this thing. Um, we always have that social media stuff, and people say, "What in the world happened? Where'd you go, Beth?"
I'm right here.
Hold on a minute. Something happened to my screen. There we go.
Got it back.
I'm back. Technical difficulties. What can I say? Um, Now, I'm okay for social media, reaching out on Facebook and stuff, but we really need people, even though we don't realize it, we are a physical touching type being. We need that social contact. Um, and I don't mean intimately. I really don't. I just mean, as Beth said, giving somebody a hug. You can't giving somebody a hug physically and giving a virtual hug are totally two different things. You know, I feel when I need a hug, I feel much better when it's physical. You know, when I have the arms wrapped around me, somebody saying it's going to be okay. You know, you can't feel that when you're doing the virtual hugs. We are a physical type people, we are social type people. We do not do well when we are kept isolated. That's one of the signs of a mental illness is isolating, you know. So you really have to try, and I know being social can be very hard. I know that.
Extremely
Yeah,
hard.
but it's also very good to try to be social because it helps with our mental health. And Beth knows with me, if I'm not texting her a lot, and if I'm not calling her a lot, something's wrong.
I'm like, oh man, peace and quiet. Woo.
But I mean, it's just stopping to assess how things are going in life. I'm going to put my own twist on that because I'm not quite sure what that's saying. But I would say stopping and remembering where you were and where you are, how far you've come. That's all I can say on that. You know,
I'd say
assessing,
that's
huh?
good. I'd say that's a good rendering of that.
Yeah. Um, I know for me, what was it? 3, maybe 4 years ago, I was in Lincolnton. I was not doing very well, better than I have, but still not well. Um, and today I'm doing this. You know, I would have never thought. I was a dream of mine, but I would have never thought it would have ever happened. So, let's see here. Managing the stressors in life. We all have those stressors. Sometimes we know what they are, and sometimes we don't. Um, and when you manage them, that's really in your own interpretation on that is how you manage your stressors because everybody manages their stressors differently. What do you think, Beth?
Definitely. Everybody handles their stress differently.
Yeah. Um, for me, Beth knows I do my crafts. The more crafts I've got going, the more anxiety I'm in. So, but
Yep.
think I think I like what I'm about to see. Oh, wow. That's like if you're up in the sky looking down, and that's what raindrops look like.
That's what my thought was.
You and I are on the same wavelength. That's scary.
It is. I need to do something about my mental health.
Let's see here. I'm going to end with this one. I thought it was nice. I like the picture. I like the brightness of it. And it's just 10 ways to lift your spirit. I thought it would be a good thing to end with. Besides one of Beth's pictures. 10 ways to lift your spirit. Count your blessings. Always count your blessings. Think positively. Easier said than done sometimes, but it's a good thing to do. Relax and breathe. Appreciate someone. Look at the bigger picture. Create something. That's crafts, writing, whatever it is that you do. Take a step toward a goal. Have some fun. We're all for fun. Love this very moment and smile. Always remember to smile. I watched a movie when I was a kid, and it had Dolly Parton in it and Burt Reynolds. And the name of it was The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. And one of the things that Dolly Parton said, I watched this when I was like 10 or 11 years old, and it has stuck with me. It is one of my favorite movies, even though it is kind of supposed to be kind of risque. It's not compared to what we watch now. It's really not. But is Dolly said, if you see somebody without a smile, give them yours. And that has stuck with me. And Beth and other people can attest that. I try to smile. Lots of times if I'm not smiling, somebody asks me what's wrong. So, I like to smile. And when I smile, people smile back. So it's rewarding. Smiling, even though it's just a simple lift of your lips, it's one of the easiest things that you can do to lift your spirits and somebody else's.
Yep.
Because I know when I see somebody smile, I smile back. So, and believe it or not, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. So and that's actually an actual truth. It's hard to believe, but it is. And love this very moment. That can be hard depending on what moment you're in. But when you're in a good space, remember it. Take note of it so that you can go back in your mind to it when you're going into a bad moment. Ooh. Ooh. I see little fairies all over the place.
Yep. That was my thoughts.
Little fairies all over the place. I love it.
The little people in the forest.
I love it. And see, I'm such a kid at times that I wonder if that's not true. If there are little fairies that we just can't see. My mind is such a childlike mind in that aspect that I don't want to give up that innocent quality, because who knows, there may be and we just can't see it. We can't see everything.
So true.
There's a lot that our eyes do not see or they don't want to see. So but I know it's been a kind of weird video. If it catches the way Beth and I have been talking about, it's going to be kind of jumpy here and there, and I apologize for that. But I hope you get a good sense of what I was trying to say. And I hope y'all have a great week. And just remember to be truthful to yourself. Honestly, just be truthful to yourself.
Be good to you.
Bye.